What's up, everybody? I'm Matt.
And I'm Beth.
And today we're going to take you through the interior here on the brand new 2020 Toyota Avalon TRD. So, it's a very nice interior. You have the nice red stitching to jazz it up a little bit. Some TRD badges here on the shifter and on the headrests. But otherwise, it's pretty standard Avalon, but it's a really nice interior. I reviewed a standard Avalon a couple of years ago, and hasn't changed since then, but it's a very nice place to be. What do you think about it?
I think the seats are very plushy. The center armrest is very plushy, so that's really nice when you have bony elbows.
Yeah, and it's a pretty plush interior. There's even padding down by your knees here, and a good amount of soft touch materials. You still do have some harder plastics up here towards the top of the door, but even that has a little bit of give to it. The only gripe that I have with the interior materials is this piece right here is really hard, kind of rough plastic, and it's a really large piece that really stands out. It'd be nice if that was a little bit, maybe even piano black, gloss trim or some wood or something here. I think would make it feel a little nicer than just having a big thing of plastic.
I think they could have made it a little bit more plush like everything else is.
Yeah, because even like the cup holders have like this plush leather material around them and stuff. That is another funny thing that we were noticing the other day was these cup holders. One is round and one is not round. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe it was a packaging issue or something, but just kind of an interesting little thing there. But yeah, the seats are great in the Avalon. You have this soft text material to them that has Alcantara on the sides as well. And so because you have the Alcantara and stuff, they're pretty grippy. They're only heated seats here though in the Avalon TRD. There's no ventilation, which would be nice, especially considering this vehicle is about $45,000 as tested. That is one thing I think would be a nice feature and something that's missing. But otherwise, they have good support, and yeah, they're very comfortable as well.
One nice thing about the seats though is that it does have a one-touch seat heater, so you can turn it on really quick.
Yeah, with a lot of these newer vehicles having that stuff all integrated into the touchscreens and stuff, having just a nice simple button is refreshingly just simple and nice to have. The steering wheel is also very nice. I have a great 9-3 grip, little 10-2 notches, more of that red stitching, and just a decent amount of buttons here on it, but it's pretty standard for any newer Toyota. They have basically the same setup, and so it's very easy to learn, and I think everything's placed well. You also have paddle shifters here in the back of the wheel that are smaller, but feel good and work well. The gauges in the Avalon TRD are also very nice and simple. You have just your basic dials. You have a 7-inch color display there in the middle, which will show you your digital speedometer and fuel economy. It will also show you your audio and your safety settings and things like that. Still fairly simple, but it's a nice screen and has all the basics, and so no complaints there. Coming over, other technology we have here is this 9-inch touchscreen infotainment display that you have, Toyota's basic system that they've been using the past couple of years, and it's great. It has nice large volume and tune knobs. You have nice little physical buttons, shortcuts to go through things, so you don't have to have a bunch of confusing on-screen buttons or anything. And even just the home screen, you have one half for your audio and one half for the map. You can also have more quadrants. You can do like a 3-quadrant setup and have like your phone and some quick contacts and things as well if you'd like. But a great setup. It's just so easy to use, so easy to tune radio stations, change sources, all that kind of stuff. It has Apple CarPlay, but unfortunately no Android Auto. This is one of the few Toyotas that still doesn't have Android Auto for some reason. So that's the only sore exclusion, I think, as far as infotainment stuff goes. But otherwise it's great. It's in this one you have this optional, it costs $1,760 for this JBL speaker system. It's 14 speakers and 1,200 watts, and it's a very good sounding system. I was even just listening to Bluetooth audio streaming. It is a very crisp sound. You have very strong vocals, and it's a very nice sounding system.
They are very excited about branding the JBL in the back seat. So if you are an Uber driver or a Lyft driver, whatever, they will know that you have the JBL speakers.
Yeah, it's a little large with the branding. Even here on the front speakers, it's very prominent, and you have the JBL stereo, which is cool, because usually they have little badges down here on the bottom of the doors or something like that where those speakers are at, but this proudly displays the JBL branding front and center.
Yeah, definitely fun to let your friends know you got the upgrade.
The rockin' stereo. Another thing I really like, coming down to the climate controls, they're also wonderfully simple. You have just a few hard buttons here, just a little display there for your temperature, and again, it's not super high-tech looking, but it's just very easy to use, and I just really like that sometimes less is more, and I think this is one of those cases.
It is really nice to have this setup because it is just in a straight line and you know where every single thing is. So as you're driving and wanting to quickly switch any kind of climate control, it's very nice to be able to know where exactly you're pushing. It's just very flawless, easy to use.
Other things, you have good storage space here. You have large pockets in the doors of the bottle holder. You have this nice little cubby underneath of that climate control area, which actually has really nice padding to it. So you can even put a phone on there without a case and you're not going to get any kind of scratches on it or anything. So that's great. Like I said, there's two odd shaped cup holders. You also have this center armrest, which like she mentioned is very nice and soft and plush. And in it, you will see this little removable tray, which is nice for holding a wallet or something like that. And you have a very large little extra cubby here with 3 USB jacks, 2 of them just for charging. One is, to transmit stuff to the infotainment. You also have an auxiliary jack in here, and so good that they continue to have that option if you'd like that. And so good amount of space. Backseat space in the Avalon is also really nice and spacious, and this is where you get a lot more extra roominess over the Camry and what you're paying a little bit of extra money for. So I'm 5'9", I'm sitting behind myself. I easily have like 7 or 8 inches of legroom to spare. I mean, it is a massive amount of space, definitely much more roomy than what you get in a Camry. I think it's about 2.3 inches of extra legroom to be exact over Camry. And so that is really, I mean, not that Camry had a really tight back seat or anything, but if you're going to have tall adults in the back seat a lot of the time, then you might want to step up to the Avalon because you really do have a good amount of space there, good amount of headroom. And when you look forward, you'll see dedicated air vents back there as well as 2 more USB jacks. So 2 people back there can keep their stuff charged up. There's also pockets in the doors of the bottle holder and a fold down center armrest with 2 cup holders built into it and another little tray area there. And it's just a very roomy back seat. The whole Avalon in general is just very, very roomy. And so that's, again, you're paying for that extra length, the extra size here of the Avalon, and it certainly pays off. Trunk space in the Avalon is also really nice and wide. It's a pretty long space. It's not that much bigger than the Camry, just eyeballing it, but it does, have a good amount of space here, like any large sedan of this size. And so no complaints there. The rear seats do fold down if you need more space. And yeah, overall though, a really good amount of trunk space in the Avalon. So yeah, that's it as far as the whole interior here on the Avalon TRD. Like I said, it was a very nice place to be, and it's a nice place to spend a week here driving around. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the Avalon TRD in the comments below. Be sure to go watch the driving review of the Avalon TRD if you're curious to hear how this car drives. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.